Hi guys, I'm Atomica, and today we're going to be doing a video on music. It's a series I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I think we're going to get into it today. So I'm going to be reviewing entire albums, one song at a time. Um, I hope you guys will come with me on this journey as we look through like entire albums from artists, and I kind of want to do it in like a chronological order per artist. And if you guys just want to wait for the singles from them to come out and just watch those, that's fine too. But I am going to be breaking down each and every song from the albums that I'm hoping to review. I'm going to be starting with Gorillaz. They're a band that I've always enjoyed, probably one of my favorite bands of all time, because regardless of the era of music, my musical taste, or their musical taste, it's always meshed really well for me because they've always changed with the times and made something unique. And they've just been one of those bands that's always been relaxing to go back to because I know what I'm going to get and I don't know what I'm going to get. Like, I'm going to get something new from them, but I know it's going to be uniquely Gorillaz. Um, they were originally created by the musician Damon Albarn from Blur. You probably know it from song number two, and the artist Jamie Hewlett, who created the characters of the fictional band Gorillaz, which is 2D, Russell, Murdoch, and Noodle. Um, the band itself has always been that amalgamation of different artists that they've brought in different musicians, different artists, and just to do different roles, different styles, just collaborations in general. They've worked with an amazing group of people. I don't think you so much see that on this album. The first album we're going to do from them is the self-titled album, Gorillaz. I don't think we've really see too much collaboration in this, but once we get to the second album, Demon Days, and beyond that, the collaborations are like a standard for them. We're going to be starting with a song from them called Rehash. I'm going to play a little bit of it, then I'll get into my thoughts. Having said I really love this band. This song, which I enjoy, I'm going to rip apart, but we'll get into it. So right at the beginning, the first thing you're going to notice, and this is going to be a theme through the entire album, is the repetition. They use a lot of loops. They use a lot of circles. They may play with the timing, and they may play with the melody a little bit, even with the lyrics. But you're going to see a lot of A B C D A B C D A B C D. They're going to come right back to where they started. Um, it's a lot of good energy, a lot of like good timing, and the music itself is good. But it does sometimes you'll especially see in the later bridge of the song where it really drags on just a little too long. But it's still a fun listen. It's still as an introduction to the first song we got from Gorillaz for their first album. It does give you an idea of what they're about, how they're willing to play with music, play with lyrics. Um, it's a sweet sensation over the dub. Oh, what a situation that don't want to stop. It's the drugstore soul boy over the dub. With the sweetest inspiration, we don't want to stop. Now, that's a little nonsensical, a little all over the place. They're definitely having fun with the lyrics as music as well as storytelling, but there's some of the meanings definitely implied. It's another band that does this, but they do it way more often, way weirder lyrics and way more just guess what we're trying to say is like Red Hot Chili Peppers, where they really just throw a word salad out there and they're like, oh, you'll figure it out. Gorillaz isn't quite that bad, but they do sometimes sacrifice meaning for in this album meaning for musical lyricism, like the voice as an instrument. But there is still a little bit of something here because if you look at the band, it's the band like the fictional band 2D singing, it's the drugstore soul boy over the dub, implying that is for maybe an early job or a job he had before he was with the band. He's working at a drugstore, and as we get into the lore of Gorillaz as a band, him working at a drugstore might not be the best thing. Now they're repeating here, it's the money or stop. So what that says to me is it's that feeling of when you're at a job and you're like, but you have something you really want to do, whether it's a band, whether it's streaming, whether it's writing a book, and you're like, either I succeed or I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's another way. I think it's another way of them saying, I'm going for the money, I'm going for success, and if I don't get it, it's this or else. You know. So while the song is definitely repetitive, yeah, I mean it's still got some meaning to it, even at this early stage. But again, here we're getting into that concept, like I was saying again, repetition over and over and over ad nauseum. Like if you had this, like this is one of those albums where it's really good to throw in the background while you're doing other stuff because musically it's energetic and the music itself is fun and they really, they're finding their foundations, they're building into foundations, and they'll get way better than this. But I don't see anyone. I really have a feeling that like every song is somebody's favorite song somewhere out there. So this is probably someone's like complete jam. But for me, it's not something I would go out of my way to listen to. But if I would just throw this entire album on, I'm not skipping it either. Like I think there might be some other songs later in the album that I might not be able to say that about. And all the singles that came out of this album are really, really good. But right now, this is that problem of like, here's what I was saying earlier, this long bridge where it's a 3 minute, 30-second song, and this bridge could have been like 20 seconds shorter. And it, but again, that also shows their exploration and how they were trying to mess with music and see where they can take it. So I do find that interesting. And it's as a first song on the first album of Gorillaz, it does give you an absolute clear vision of who they are, what they're about, and what they're trying to do. And then just the dead stop, no change, just boom, and they're done. A little bit of jangle at the end. So I mean, yeah, but that does still give you like the idea of what Gorillaz is about. We're gonna play with music. We're gonna use more percussion than maybe other bands were using at the time. The level of drum use in Gorillaz is a lot higher than you see in a lot of other bands. Um, the lyrics are definitely out there, which that's not going to change. Or you're going to definitely see the lyrics being used in fun and interesting ways. But I think in other tracks of this album, like some of the singles were a little more polished, a little more like here we actually have something we're trying to say, though their lyrics are used a little bit better. But still, first track, um, I would say judging it as a first track, 5 out of 10. It does its job. It doesn't do anything special, but it doesn't fail at anything. It's literally that average, like this is what the band sounds like, but they can do more. But this song isn't a failure. I'd give this song like maybe a strong 5 out of 10. And by the way, average for me, five is actually an average for me. Like I hate this whole thing of like 7.5 out of 10 is average. No, 7.5 should be like good. Five is in the middle for a reason. So and this song is in the middle for a reason. So yeah. So first song out of the way, we're gonna go to the next song and next video, and hopefully you guys come with me for this journey. We're gonna listen to hopefully a lot of really good music. I am starting with a band I'm familiar with, but as I get more comfortable with how this works, how I'm doing it, what I want to do, how I'm presenting things, actually getting the sound and camera work to work, we're gonna definitely do. I'm gonna start taking suggestions and listen to some newer music, maybe some older music I don't wouldn't normally listen to, or maybe just haven't touched on in a while. But for now, I'm gonna stay a little more familiar. Just get my feet on the ground, and then we're gonna go into some more interesting stuff. So yeah, all right, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for coming along, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.